Bum 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 bum
Hey,
bum 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 bum
hey,
bum 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 bum.
it's Fergie Boy. Oh, I thought you were giving me a beat.
No, I'm trying to remember what beat that is.
No, wait, sing it again.
Bum 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 bum.
What's
It's
she
like
order? Fish fillet?
maybe.
It is. No, it is. You know what song I'm on about?
I don't. I really don't. I've
I
got the beat in
can't
my
say
head.
the name of it, but it's that
Oh
song.
yes, yeah. No, I know the
Yeah.
song. Okay, yeah, no, fair. Nah, that's all good. That's calm.
What's she order? Fish fillets.
Oh god, don't say fillet like fillet.
Hey, 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 I'm in the no way, no way, think you need a new one. Hey, 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 welcome to the Talking Music Podcast, where we, you guessed it, talk about music. I'm Josh Ferguson, you are Connor Bryant. No way, yes you are. How are you doing, Connor?
I mean, I was okay. So, like my ears just had to like kind of sit through that and process it. But no, I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Excellent.
Fuck. I'm just gonna have Avril Lavigne in my head now for the rest of the day, and fuck you for that.
Well, good, because
Okay.
like ever since we did that episode on the feeling, it's been in my head, and I hate it. I
It
can't
has.
escape it.
It's followed us about a bit.
It has we start playing like random playlists, and it's in those playlists.
Mhm.
It's like God is punishing us for
Yep.
listening to bad music. Why is that a punishable offense?
You know what I think it is? Is I just think we weren't in tune to it. I think it's always been about like
No,
but it's
I
just like now that we know about it and we had to listen to it, it's like now it's just like like surfacing much more.
I mean I
That's
don't know. I've never really clocked it up until now. Besides like obviously film like Little World, right up, right up. Like, I've heard that many times, but like I love it when you call. I've heard that more now since
Mhm.
hearing the album. I'm now hearing Film a Little World Right Up even more.
Mm.
Now I've heard the album. It's kind of mad, to be honest, and I don't like it.
No, obviously not.
Jesus,
Gotta just tune
please,
your ears out.
it's
Just
your birthday soon,
repress it.
and yeah, no, I'm not confessing my love for it because I still hate it. I still hate the fact it's in my head, and like I still hate the fact that it's catchy.
Well, to be fair, you don't have to listen to it anymore. And
That's what I thought, but like you still follow me around.
well,
I'm still listening to
you
it.
can
Technically.
drown it out with the beautiful sounds of 2018.
Yes, we can. Too many sounds to name, to be honest. There were
Mm.
many great albums this year.
Too
So
many.
many.
I
So
don't
many.
know about
Yeah.
you, but this year is like this is the most amount of albums I've listened to dedicated to a single year that I've ever done.
Oh yeah, like I've listened to again too many to name. I think my rate your music profile says I've listened to like 200 albums. This year
Bullshit. I
alone.
was gonna say I'm impressed with my 130, but fucking 200.
But keep in mind, right? Like you say that's an impressive statistic, and
Yeah.
sure it is an impressive statistic, but half of that was wank, and I don't want to return to those.
Oh yeah. To be fair, like I purposely tried to avoid anything that like had kind of mixed to negative reception. So
You might like those albums. Who knows?
yeah, I know, but it's also like I try to wait like a few weeks. Like if there's an album by a band that I've never listened to, I'll wait a couple of weeks to see what the general consensus is on it. If it's kind of split right down the middle, then I can make my decision. But if generally most people are saying it's trash, I will not listen to it.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. Um, but I remember like the 1975 record. That was like very in the middle. People
Mhm.
either loved the fuck out of it or they really hated it.
Oh yeah, I couldn't be
And
bothered to listen to that though.
let's just see. There you go. It's a bit
I
hypocritical.
get
don't you think?
that, and I couldn't be bothered to listen to Trench either. Like
21 Pilots.
yeah.
I
That
mean,
like
yeah, that was
as
just
much
kind of
as that
meh.
was well received, like that's just in my I don't give a fuck pile. Like, but honestly, I just I would like to say I remember how we kicked 2018 off, and that was with Jeff Rosenstock's Post. That was like January 1st, and I remember that being my number one album of the year for not very long.
Yeah, a few weeks, maybe a month.
But it's good way to kick off the year. But the fact that we have come from that was January 1st. That doesn't even seem that long ago.
No,
and now we're here talking about the best albums of this year. What an honor! What a
privilege! And boy, are you guys lucky to hear us talk about 50 albums that we just absolutely loved. 50 albums each, mind you. So you should get plenty of recommendations in case you haven't heard any of these albums.
I imagine there's going to be like some overlap here. Like
there will be. Yeah.
But like I believe in my heart of hearts that I reckon like our top 20s like might actually be quite different.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I can absolutely guarantee you.
I think there'll be a
few.
I think there'll be a few that cross over.
There'll be a
couple.
I
think we're
But top 10s especially, that's going to be incredibly different, and I think you're going to hate most of my top 10, to be honest.
You think I'm going to hate it?
Well,
no,
because
I know of a few that you're going to hate in my top 10, but like...
Yeah, I mean... So yeah, this should be interesting.
Example.
I can think of those examples.
Yes.
You know which albums I'm talking about, and you probably
have
a guess of which albums I'm going to hate of yours. Yeah.
I mean, well, from that then, should we make a start on?
Yes, we shall. Should we start with some honourable mentions? So albums that didn't crack the top 50, but just 5 albums or 5 or 6 albums that were just on the cusp.
That is a very good idea. Okay, yeah, the first album that I want to shout out as an honourable mention is Cloud Nothing's Last Building Burning, I think it is. Yeah, Last Building Burning. It's kind of like, it's a fairly recent album, like within the last month and a half or anything. It's just like a really fun, sort of rip-roaring kind of emo punk type album. But like, the thing is kind of very, very derivative of its sound. But and I think a lot of people didn't enjoy it because apparently it sounds like the band has kind of like lost its steam. But considering this is a band that I've never listened to before, it was quite an exciting like jumping point. So I thought it's a really good album, but it just wasn't good enough to kind of like crack into that top 50. Another one that I'd like to shout out is Laura Gibson with Goners, which is just like a really, really gorgeous sounding album.
Yeah, it really beautiful album.
I think the way that I first described it to you, because it was recommended to me by our good friend Hayden. And
shout out to Hayden.
Shout out to Hayden.
Shout out to the big bearded man that is Hayden.
Exactly. And it kind of sounds a little bit like, oh god, how did I describe it? Was it like kind of like early St. Vincent and Joanna Newsom, but like this kind of like gorgeous chamber pop like album? Really, really nice use of strings.
St. Vincent had a baby with Joanna Newsom, and they were really inspired by Kate Bush. Is the best way to
it's just album. Sort of just really, really nice, like sounding like really gorgeous strings, really catchy choruses. It's a really good listen. I feel like no one like talks about this. I found out about it through like suggested vinyl on Amazon, so definitely worth checking out. My last shout out actually is one you recommended to me like way earlier on in the year, which is Insect Arc with what's the album called?
Marrow Hymns.
Yeah, and my issue with it mainly is that I don't remember a huge amount about it, but as like this kind of like passive, like almost ambient droney doom album, it's really, really nice to listen to. Like it's seriously nice.
Suffocating.
Mm-hmm. And it's again an album that I don't think many have spoken about. So that's my honourable mentions.
Right, good list. Damn good list, man. I mean, that's just honourable mentions. So it's all downhill from here for your top.
Yeah, 50. Definitely.
Some albums I want to shout out for my honourable mentions are as follows. Drinks with Hippo Light. This is a very quirky, weird post-punk, like indie rock album. If you're a fan of Women and This Heat, then this will be up your alley. It has that same twangy quality to it, but it's just so introverted that I just couldn't help but like just keep coming back to it.
Yeah.
It's just such an enveloping listen.
Like it's 100% not for everyone, I would say. Like,
Oh no, definitely not. No, but like I said, if you're a fan of women and this
Mhm.
heat and like twangy post-punk,
Yep.
out of the Raincoats as well.
Yeah,
then,
definitely some Raincoats vibes.
And it's a really short album as well. Other than that, we also have Tropical Fuckstorm with A Laughing Death in Meat Space.
Ooh.
Now, yeah, this is a great album, and I'm kind of sad this didn't make my top 50, but there were so many great albums that came out this year. This only just missed. But this was, yeah, very solid, like psychedelic rock, punk. And yeah, Gareth Lydiard from The Drones, who also fronts this band. Amazing vocalist, great lyricist as well. He just really knows how to like go ham.
One
on
of
a
the
track.
best Australian bands going at the moment.
Absolutely, yeah, Feeling Kind of Free when that came out, that was like one of my albums of the year.
Yeah.
But yeah, this album, while I don't love it as much as the Drones' previous stuff, it's still solid. It's still fucking incredible. So yeah, only just missed, unfortunately. And also, I want to give a shout out to No Name with Room 25. Again, only just missed. Only just missed. And people are going to give me so much shit for this because people fucking adore this record. And I can understand why. But for me, it was just... it wasn't that anything was holding me back from loving it, because I still really liked it. It was just, compared to everything else that came out this year, it kind of paled in comparison, in my opinion. I'm sorry. I also want to give a shout out to Ski Mask with Compre, which is like this ambient techno album, or like IDM album, that I only found out about recently, just as I was trying to catch up on 2018 releases for the making of this episode. And it's just this really textured, pretty, atmospheric, isolated, ambient album. It's gorgeous, and again, the textures on it are just so warm and fuzzy that I can just zone out to them, but also I can kind of move to them. It has that like techno quality to it, while it's also being very transcendental.
It's one I heard of and just forgot to check out.
Yeah, I neglected it for the longest time, but I'm glad I checked it out in the end because it is really, really solid. Final honorable mention, I just want to give a shout out to Mesa with Feast for Water. This is a really solid, traditional doom, epic doom album. Wears influences on its sleeve, very much so, but it's powerful, incredible, just pure, epic doom metal.
Plus, if you do want to hear more about Josh's thoughts on that album, Record Rodeo episode 2.
Yeah, check out the Record Rodeo from, I believe, last month, the December one.
Yeah.
If you want more in-depth thoughts on that album, check out that episode. But yeah, this is a really solid album. And if you're a fan of doom metal and epic doom metal, then do check this out.
That was another one that I didn't check out, so that's fair. That's the thing. I think I'm going to get like a list from this of just like everything I'm going to write down. I'm going to be okay, Josh like this. Okay,
good.
Forgot
good.
to listen to that. Like,
well, I think this is why we're doing this episode. It's like, who gives a shit about our top 50s? Like, in the grand scheme of things. But if we can recommend some albums that you never listened to or just didn't check out, then, and you end up loving those albums, then I think we've done our job. You know.
I agree. One hundo. From that point, crack on.
Yes, we shall, with our top 50 albums
Top
of 2018.
50. We're finally here, finally at that moment. We can finally say these albums. I'm so excited. It's such a good year. And I don't know about you, but I've like been purposely holding off, like telling you about anything to do with my top 50, like since we started this podcast, because I knew this episode would be coming.
I've been kind of holding back as well. Yeah.
So,
I mean, you can make some
give
predictions. We can make some predictions. About
yeah,
our
there's
top 50s,
definitely shit throughout the year where it's just like we kind of know. I think you know what my album of the year is, and I think I know what yours is.
I know what your album of the year is. Yeah. But like, what's your number 2? What's your number 6?
Yeah, exactly.
What's your number
You
17? I don't know.
Everything else. Exactly. So, way this is going to work.
Yeah. So who's going first? Do you want to rock paper scissors?
How the fuck do we rock paper scissors? we
Just shout out rock, paper, or scissors, and then whoever wins.
That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Fine, I'll go first.
All right, you can go first. Between 50 and 16.
So yeah, we're just gonna blast through these because again, there's a lot of albums to talk about. We have a very short amount of time, so we're just gonna blast through number 50 to number 16. So let's crack on. Number 50, we have Avondale Bowling Club with their self-titled record, Avondale Bowling Club. Number 49, we have Casey Musgraves with Golden Hour. Number 48, Daughters, You Won't Get What You Want. And number 47, Father John Misty, God's Favourite Customer. And at 46, Sophie, Oil of Every Pearl's Uninsides. La la la. It's a mouthful, that. Number 45, Portal with Iron. Number 44, Nils Frahm with All Melody. Number 43, Ice Age with Beyondless. Number 42, Horrendous, Idol. And number 41, Panopticon with The Scars of Man on the Once Nameless Wilderness, Part 2. Another mouthful. Number 40, Tim Hecker with Konoyo. Number 39, Young Fathers with Cocoa Sugar. 38, Lump with their self-titled record, Lump, consisting of Laura Marling and Mike Lindsay. Number 37, Janelle Monáe, Dirty Computer. Fuck off. Number 36, not so much an album, more so an EP, but, you know, considering how albums just got shorter and shorter and shorter throughout the year, I just felt like including it on this list. And to be honest, the EP is so good that I felt like it belonged on this year-end list. It's so good. And the EP in question is Underworld and Iggy Pop with Tea Time Dub Encounters. And at number 35, we have Chris Reimer with Hello People, a posthumous ambient drone record from the guitarist of Women. Rest in peace, Chris Reimer. Number 34, Sleep with The Sciences. Number 33, Tess Roby with Beacon. Number 32, US Girls in a Poem Unlimited. And at number 31, Judas Priest with Firepower. Oh, so heavy. Number 30, Grouper with Grid of Points. Number 29, Pusha T with Daytona. Number 28, Chemist with Desolation. And at number 27, Kids see ghosts sometimes, kids see ghosts sometimes, kids see ghosts by Kid Cudi and Kanye West. Also known as Kids See Ghosts, if you haven't figured already. And number 26, Marissa Nadler with For My Crimes. Number 25, Anna von Hauswolf with Dead Magic. Number 24, Ort, Room Inside the World. Number 23, MGMT, Little Dark Age. I love the fuck out of that album. And number 22, an album I listened to just a few days ago. I only found out about it a few days ago, and it's already this high up. And to be honest, I feel if I listen to it more, it will grow on me even more so. But for now, it's sitting at my number 22 spot, and that is Doutha, or Doutha. I have no idea how to pronounce this band's name, but it's spelled D-A-U-T-H-A, Doutha. And their album is Brethren of the Black Soil. Brethren of the Black Soil. And fuck me, this is amazing, epic doom metal. If you're a fan of Candlemass, check these guys out. They're fantastic. That's Doutha, Brethren of the Black Soil, and number 22.
You and your doom metal.
And at number 21, Ed Schrader's Music Beat with Riddles. Number 20, Shopping with The Official Body. Number 19, Kali Uchis with Isolation. Number 18, JPEG Mafia with Veteran. Damn, Peggy. And number 17, Sons of Kemet with Your Queen is a Reptile. Definitely the jazz album of the year by far, no question. And finally, number 16, I'd say the hip-hop album of the year. Number 16, Hermit and the Recluse with Orpheus versus the Sirens. And yeah, that's just my number 50 to 16. On to you, Conboy.
Lovely. You know what? Oh shit, yeah, there was an album in there that like I was surprised to see so low down, and that was Dead Magic, because I remember when that came out, like you were fucking all over that shit.
I again, it's just how good this year has been.
Yeah,
I love the shit out of that album, but there's just so many albums that
You
came
just
out.
watch things fall, and you're just like, oh
Yeah,
my
it's
god,
like,
I'm so sorry
no!
that something else better came out.
Literally, and yet there was just too many albums that I loved this year that,
Hmm.
like, even the albums in the middle, like around my 30 mark,
Yeah,
those are amazing albums,
it's
and
kind
I
of
wish they
unfair,
were
isn't it?
higher.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the travesty of
Y-
listening to so much good music in a
The
year.
travesty of it all really is just like our pockets after we buy all these on vinyl.
Yeah, and then
That's
buy
the
more
real
shelf space
issue.
for those records as
Yeah,
well.
exactly. Okay, so I'm gonna take the mic
Steamroll
here.
through.
Okay, so here we go. My top
Ooh.
50 to 16. So at number 50, Gouge Away, Burnt Sugar. At number 49, Loma with her self-titled.
Ah,
At
nice.
number 48, Interpol with Marauder. At 47, I've got Against All Logic. Can't remember the fucking album name. What's wrong
2012
with
to
me?
2017, but oh,
That's the
no
one. Thank you,
down.
Josh. Thank you for your
That's no down,
contribution.
man.
Number 46, The Body, with the really long, stupid title of I have fought against it, but I can't any longer. At number 45, I've got Ken Mode with Loving. At number 44, Drinks, Hippolyte. At number
Hey.
43, I've got Flying Horseman with... why do I forget so many album names? Flying Horseman, Room/Ruins. At number 42, I've got Florence and the Machine, High as Hope. And at 41, the album that kicked the year off, Jeff Rosenstock's Post. Now into 40. Number 40, I've got Pusha T with Daytona. At number 39, I've got MGMT, Little Dark Age. At 38, Beach House 7. At 36, I've got Nod with Chapel Perilous. At number 46, Mitski, Be the Cowboy. 45, I've got Panopticon. This
The scars.
Scars.
And blah, 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 blah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the scars of man. But I've got part 1 and 2 kind of sitting in the same spot because
Okay.
I really, really do dig the black metal album, but the country album, the grassroots album, really, really grew on me over time for me to just kind of put them on the same pedestal.
Fair
Um,
dues.
and at number 44, an album that I kind of want to give a little bit more of a shout out to because it's really fucking good and everyone should listen to it, is Vane's Aerozone. It kind of sounds like a mixture between nu metal and Converge's Jane Doe, and it's fucking sick. Yeah, so go listen to that. But obviously, just so many good albums that it's just at number 34. I think I said 44 when I first said that.
Yeah, I think
Anyway,
it's 34. Yeah.
at 33, I've got Nine Inch Nails' Bad Witch. At 32, Cat Power with Wanderer. At 31, I've got Clarence Clarenty's Think Peace. Now, on to number 30, Kids See Ghosts with Kids See Ghosts, because it's really good, but it's not a 10 out of 10.
Shots fired.
I know, sorry, I'm so sorry. At 29, US Girls in a Poem Unlimited. At 28, I've got Marissa Nadler for My Crimes. At 27, Young Fathers with Cocoa Sugar. At 26, Lumps self-titled. 25, Shopping, the Official Body. At 24, Drouse, Cold Air. At 23, No Name, Room 25. At 22, Let's Eat Grandma, I'm All Ears, which it's an album that I really wish was a little bit higher on my list, but I just can't budge anything above it. It's just so wonderful, and if you're going to listen to any track of this album, go listen to the final track, Donnie Darko. It's like an 11-minute piece. These girls are like 19, and they're writing ridiculously good music. 21, I've got Idol's Joy as an Actor of Resistance.
Ooh.
Number 20, Gorilla Toss, Twisted Crystal. At number 19, Anna von Haswolf with Dead Magic. At number 18, I've got Father John Misty, God's Favorite Customer. Number 17, Sleep, The Sciences. And finally, with my number 16, Parquet Courts, Wide Awake.
Ah. No, I didn't like that album.
What?
I didn't like it. Nah.
You didn't like it?
Nah.
Oh, man.
So derivative. It's
No.
so one note. Nah.
No,
But the rest
fuck.
of the list is good.
The fucking bass lines on that album, man. Total
It's well
Football
played.
is a banger.
It's well played,
like-
but nah. But still, your rest of your list
I-
was pretty good. I
Yeah?
liked the rest of your list.
Yeah.
Yeah. There were some albums on there I thought was way
I
too
could hear
low.
your groan when I mentioned Against All Logic.
Yeah.
So.
It's so low down, man.
Mhm.
So
It
low
was
down.
just an album that I just didn't want to come back to all that much. But like the times that I did listen to it, I loved it. It just didn't have a huge amount of replay value for me. Hence why it's a little bit lower.
Sacrilege. Blasphemy.
I'm so sorry. Maybe it's one that I'll revisit. I don't know.
Maybe. And this is the thing, listeners. These lists are subject to change. They are always subject to change. I'm still editing my 2017 list, for fuck's sake. Like,
Yeah. The
our
more
tastes
albums
change
you
all
find
the
out
time.
about, like,
yeah,
it's
the
crazy.
more albums you just like revisit, and then some albums we just haven't given the proper love they deserved. We revisit them, and then they just like shoot up the list, or they shoot down the list. Either way, who knows? But
Definitely. Like over the years, like there have definitely been albums from like 2017, 2016 that I've listened to, and I'm just like, you know what, this wasn't as great as I remembered it, or vice versa. So
yeah,
you know,
it's
happens.
but that's the beauty of music. It's it's
ever
evolution.
changing.
Yeah, it's ever changing. It's malleable. So yeah, let's move on to the top 15. We're gonna go through number 15 to 10, and then once we reach the top 10, we'll go more in depth with why we love these records so much. So, LeBron James. So number 15 on my list is Mitski, Be the Cowboy.
Ooh, that's high.
Yeah, I fucking love this album.
It is really good.
Yeah,
I keep-
it's a
I
bit
keep
all over
thinking
the
of-
place stylistically.
Yeah.
But every style on this album is gorgeous. It's well produced,
Too slow down.
catchy. Two Slow Dancers is amazing. Washing Machine Heart gets me pumping every single time I listen to it. Lonesome Love is gorgeous. Geyser is an amazing opener. There's just so many great tracks on here. And for such a compact listen, there's a lot of songs in such a short amount of time.
That is what
Yeah.
her albums are, though. Like, please go back
Yeah.
and listen to Puberty too. It's really good.
Yeah, I neglected that when that came out, but I think I will once I've listened to this because, yeah, this album is a serious achievement. This is so damn good. But number 14, I'm not sure what you could think of this one, but Mark Kozelek with Mark Kozelek. 85 minutes of Mark rambling about hotels, traveling, people he's met along the way. But, for me, what separates this from Mark's other work and why it's so high up my list is because of the melodies. The melodies are gorgeous. The guitar lines, the finger plucking acoustics are just beautiful, and they are absolutely gorgeous. And it's kind of bordering on like ambient sometimes, but it's
this
still
is, like,
very
not
strong
bad.
in melody. And yeah, like the way for such a small budget, for like such a tight recording space that Mark was in, he recorded every single song in hotel rooms, trying to keep it down to like the most minimal volume he could. But he has some really interesting overdubs with his vocals and like really interesting guitar lines, and just it's incredible. It's a soothing listen.
If Mark can't sell it, you won't sell it.
Yeah, you're just biased, man. You're biased.
so.
You're part of the
I know.
machine.
What, the machine against Mark Kozelek?
Yeah, man. I'll
I-
explain this later on with
Yeah.
another certain Mark Kozelek album. Number 13. This is going to cause a few eye rolls among the music community, but Interpol with Marauder. Sure, this isn't the most experimental, adventurous, or deftly produced album that came out this year, but for me, as a long-term Interpol fan, as someone that rates Turn on the Bright Lights so highly, and someone that hasn't written off Interpol as a band, like many people have, this was an exciting change of pace for the boys, and this is just a really, really fun rock album. It's a rock and roll album, and the hooks on here are fantastic. Just like I feel like the band have actually like come together and just like try to have as much fun as possible writing music, and it really shows in the hooks and the guitar riffs and just everything. It's a really fun album, It's not the most perfect album that came out this year, but for me, it's just a really solid listen. It's a really fun album. So
Agreed.
yeah,
You know what I'm learning this year is that like just because something isn't necessarily being experimental or pushing new boundaries, it's like it doesn't mean that we have to like write it off as not being great.
exactly.
Everyone's
Like
kind
what
of
you want to
looking.
like.
Yeah, exactly. But like everyone's looking for like that next thing to push boundaries. But sometimes like things that like maybe sound particular of a genre or particular of a band, if the songs are still really catchy, if the songs are still doing stuff for you, then like it doesn't fucking matter if it's not pushing boundaries, you know?
No, definitely not. Yeah, it's just a really fun listen, and
Hmm.
that's all it needs to be, really, for me. And that's why it's so high up. It's number 13. And at number 12, we have Idols, Joy as an Act of Resistance. I didn't love this album when it came out, to be honest. I was quite disappointed by it because I loved Brutalism. And yeah, it took a long time for me to grow fully accustomed to what Idols were doing on this album. But fuck me, now I've seen the light. It's it's
Hmm.
fucking amazing. It's so damn good. Never Fight a Man with a Perm is probably my song
That
of the year.
lyrically, yeah. It's when he says that you're not a man, you're a gland.
You're not a man, you're a gland. You're one big neck with sausage hands.
It's the lyricism is wonderful.
Ah,
It's still so funny.
a
But
heathen from Eton on a
on a
bag of
bag of
Michael Keaton.
Keaton.
It's
Great.
so good. And yeah, the rest of the album has many quotables like that. It's heavy instrumentation. It's just full fucking throttle. And yeah, I can understand why people love it, and I love it as well. It's number 12 on my list. And number 11, an album that I groaned at you for being so low, Against All Logic, with 2012 to 2017. Nicholas Jar does it again. This man is a god at electronic music. He is so good at what he does. I don't know how he does it, but like, just the way he manipulates sound and samples and creates textures with what little he has is just mesmerizing. And the dance beats on here, the
Hmm.
grooves are insane.
Some kind
Love
of
this album.
game. Some kind of game.
Oh, you're gonna love me. You're gonna wanna hurt me and scream. Oh, I can't reach those highs.
It's alright. You
but
tried, and that's what
I
matters.
tried. I'm just really excited. Number 11, Against All Logic. Now, Mr. Connor.
Mmm.
Number 15 to 11. Go.
Ooh, we're starting number 15 off with a band that I found out this year, and they're fucking amazing. Rolo Tomasi with Time Will Die and Love
Ooh.
Will Bury It. Just like at my first listen of it, like I wasn't too blown away because like I don't know, it takes a lot for me to like get into like metalcore because like I listened to so much like shitty metalcore when growing up. Is that like when I'm presented with good stuff, like I have to try and kind of separate the shit that I hate and the shit that I love. But this album
Mm.
is so immaculately produced and so well crafted into like the songs all blend so perfectly. It's like listening to like one 50-minute long beast, and when it goes from like the really quiet serene moments into these like absolutely belting moments, like I can't remember the lead singer's name, but her vocals are so like punching you in the face. Just an absolutely amazing album, like emotional when it needs to be, and just beautiful. Moving on to my number 14 is a band that I was really like worried that they wouldn't be able to live up to their 2013 album, and that is Behemoth with
Ooh,
I Loved You at Your Darkest.
very
Just
high up indeed.
a fucking firestorm of an album. Like when I first listened to it, once again, it was one of those things where I was just like, okay, maybe it's not as good as The Satanist. But once I
Mm.
got that kind of out the way, the tracks on here are still just as heavy. I love the sort of, it's not necessarily experimentation that they're going with, but they're kind of like reaching this point of like adding in acoustic guitars, more choral vocals, and experimented with kind of like cleaner vocals on some of the choruses. I think like Bartzabel and just like
Oh,
these
Bartzabel
tracks,
was
like
such a good song. Yeah.
they're still so heavy. They're still lyrically on point, and it's just like the drums sound immaculate, the guitars sound immaculate. Like just I bought it on vinyl within like a week of listening to it because I just could not stop like listening like over and over and over again, and just one of my top albums of the year.
Yeah.
At number 13 is Ought, Room Inside the World.
Oh.
Like I'm still impressed by this album. Like the power of catchiness from this record is ridiculous. Like I'm pretty sure like most of the songs just have like these incredibly catchy hooks, incredibly clever lyrics from Tim Darcy, and Desire is still, I think I'd consider that my track of the year. Like it's so gorgeous and so like tear worthy that it's just an album that like I've adored since I first listened to it. Like just really
It's
nice,
an amazing
and
album.
it's a nice progression as well from is Sun Coming Down?
Sun Coming Down, yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice progression forward. You know, like it's taken like the older post punk sounds, and then it's gone with like the sort of like couple of years later, like the 80s post punk sound, adding in synths and just moving that little bit step forward. But it's really nice. It's a great album. At number 12, hip hop album of the year.
Ooh.
Hermit and the Recluse, Orpheus versus
Hey.
the Sirens.
This is hip hop album of the year, to be honest. It's
oh man, more people need to be listening to this thing. Like you introduced me to Carr, like, and
Carr
is
is
just
amazing.
he's an amazing lyricist. Like his flow is great. I could understand some people like comparing him a little bit to Doom, just in the way that he like kind of crafts
but
these bars,
he's like
and
Doom,
he's got that
but
slow...
on sleeping pills. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. But the way that he's kind of crafted these lyrics of like today's society and turned the entire thing using metaphors of like Greek mythology is so clever, and these bars work so well, and the beats are so slow and like just serene and just beautiful sounding that like absolutely hip hop album of the year. Just
absolutely.
fucking,
Yeah,
fuck you, like as much as like trap bangers are great and all, like here and there, or like a beat that just like slaps. This is hip hop to me. Like just
this is
100%.
thinking man's hip hop.
Nah, like forget that shit. Like it's so good. I can't give it more.
It's
love.
amazing. I think Carr will go down as like one of the greatest MCs to.
I hope so.
be in
The
the
guy's
game.
apparently just like a fireman or something in New York.
Yeah, this is his hustle. Like he just
Yeah.
puts out music on the side. It's fucking insane.
It's fucking ridiculous, but
Yeah.
wonderful record. And I really hope to kind of hear more of this collaboration, but I also really hope to just hear more from Carr in the future as well. Like,
Yeah, I'm
excited
very
for
interested to see what he
next.
does next. Very
And-
interested.
On to number 11, an album that was in my top 10 until like a couple of days ago, actually, is
Ooh.
Hayley Hendrix, I Need to Start a Garden.
Ooh, okay.
A
Alright.
really, really nice, quaint, like indie folk rock album, and just really, really small. It's like half an hour long or whatever, but like the amount of emotion that and really just nice sounding instrumentation that is packed into such a small package of an album. It's just like it really, really did just like tug at me this year. Like it just really, really did everything. There's that one like 8-minute long song, which I can't remember the name of, which isn't selling the fact that I love this album so much. But like the guitar playing is like really on point. The song builds like over those 8 minutes beautifully, and then you just got like songs like Shalala, which is just like a great yeah, exactly. It just like gets that. But then you got the ending of that, like where it's just that I need to start a garden. It just like she just like goes like right for it, and then it just goes quiet again, and it's just it's just lovely. It's such an easy listen. And it's just wonderful. Just really, really nice little indie folk rock album.
Yeah,
And
and
that's why it's
definitely
so
an album that I think many people overlooked unfairly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see a lot of people talking about it. The people that do talk about it rave about it, but it's kind of just been like pushed to the wayside a little bit unfairly so. But yeah, it's a really solid album. Really,
it just
really
kept
solid.
growing and up my list, like so. But yeah, it was in my top 10 up until like a week ago, and I feel bad.
So
but
I'm
it's
very
now...
keen to see what's in your top 10 then.
Yeah, and I'll let you know the album. You won't be happy with the album that kind of dethroned it.
Don't preface it with that. No, I'm not looking forward to it.
No. But yeah,
fuck's sake.
there we go.
Okay. So, we've reached the top 10. Top 10 of 2018. So many albums have been discussed. Number 10 on my list. Death Grips, Year of the Snitch. This is slowly becoming one of my favorite Death
Bullshit.
Grips albums. Yeah,
Really?
I love this album.
Mate.
This is like when it came out, I was just kind of like on it.
That's still my feeling.
But here's the thing: there was something about it that kept bringing me back, and the more I listened to it, the more I realized this is the most inspired that Death Grips have been in years, and they don't feel like they're going through the motions a little bit. It's not like angry hobo music anymore. It's actually like trying to be something different, like influences of like 80s retro music and 8-bit music and krautrock, new metal, and it's just all these influences are coming together in such a haphazard way. It creates something that's wholly unique, not only in Death Grips' discography, but just in the grander scheme of things. It ticks all the boxes for a Death Grips fan. Black Paint, Linda in Custody, Dilemma.
Yeah.
There's just so many great songs on here. So many great songs. And yeah, slowly becoming one of my favorite.
That is
Death Grips
surprising
albums.
to me. That
Surprising
like,
me too.
That's
Yeah.
not. That's not coming from an opinion of like. It's not that I dislike the album. I do really like the album. In fact, like if I'm looking at this, I think it's sat at like my number 59 or something. But like it's
no.
like it's there, but I don't know. I guess it didn't grip me as much as I thought it.
Didn't
I
Death
thought
grip
it would.
you?
I'm always
So funny.
hyped for a new Death Grips, and I don't know. It just didn't get me the same way. I guess it did. It did. You.
It's definitely not going to be for everyone. It's definitely a departure from their usual shtick. But I think that's why I like it so much. It's just because, again, it's not trying to be angry hobo music. It's not trying to be a Death Grips album. It's just they're doing what the fuck they want to do.
Yeah.
And it's such a amalgamation of different sounds, and it comes across so well. It's such a adventurous record. Number 9, definitely one of the most overlooked albums of the year, and I talked about this in a record rodeo as well. Self Defense Family with Have You Considered Punk Music? This is a deeply depressing, gloomy, sad indie rock album that, you know, I just stumbled upon online, and it had an interesting album cover, had an interesting album name. It was quite short, so I just checked it out on a whim and fell in love with it. It has such an enveloping sound and a dirgy atmosphere that, and also like the vocals are just really, really raspy, and it just has such a powerful aura around it that I just sink into it every time I listen to it. It's just a really dirgy listen, and I love dirgy music. I love slow, depressing music, as will be evidenced in the rest of my top 10.
You're a slowcore boy.
I'm a slowcore boy. I love slowcore, and I just love really depressing music. Not to say I'm depressed. I am sometimes, but it's kind of like underneath the surface, you know. But I'm a really happy person, but slowcore just makes me happy, and just because it just hits me where I needed to be hit, if that makes sense. And this album just hits me in all the right ways as well. So definitely check out this album. So Self Defense Family, Have You Considered Punk Music? Number 8, Mount Eerie with Now Only. Another depressing, dirgy listen, but more so for just its tragedy. But also just tragedy in the face of hope, because this feels way more uplifting and hopeful than A Crow Looked at Me did, especially with like a song like Now Only with the really catchy chorus. So like, people get hit by trucks and die.
That's what I was literally just about to say as like a sort of like anti to your statement. It's just like, yeah, it's like I agree to an extent, but it's still really sad. Like,
yeah, it's a really sad album, but like I said, it has a glimmer of hope in it. And after seeing what's happened to Phil's life since the release of this record with his marriage to Michelle Williams, you know, he has embraced hope.
It makes you feel happy.
You know, it makes you feel happy, yeah. So it's kind of like that, like, sad tinged happiness, you know? Gorgeous instrumentals, beautiful stream of consciousness lyrics, and just really tragic poetry.
Yeah.
So yeah, Mount Eerie, Now Only, fantastic album.
It's our first crossover.
Oh, we'll save it. I've got some more to plow through. We
Mm.
slowly ran out of time, so I've got to like speed the shit up.
Go on. Go for
Number
it.
7, funnily enough, it's Beach House at number 7.
Ooh, I bet you did that on purpose.
I didn't actually. I really
Oh.
didn't. It just so happened to be number 7, and I love
Nice.
it. Yeah, Beach House. Recently fell in love with them just before the release of this album. Catched up on their discography. And yeah, Teen Dream is a masterpiece. Devotion is a masterpiece. And this album is... Ooh, I wouldn't say it's a masterpiece,
Mm.
but for the way they experiment with sound on this record and the way they push their sound forward is incredibly exciting, and just this is what dream pop should be. Beach House just get dream pop.
I mean, they have been doing it for like 10 years plus.
About a decade, yeah. And they like even 10 years ago, they were ahead of the game. They were just on top of everyone else's bullshit, you know.
Hmm.
It's just, yeah, I don't really have much to say about it because everything that has been said about it has been said already.
Yep.
It's an amazing dream pop album.
Hmm.
And yeah, fantastic. Fan Dabby Dozy. Number 6, Liza Ann with Fine But Dying. Super catchy, super fun, but also, again, tinged with sadness. Indie rock music, which is really fun, energetic vocals and just really fuzzy, loud guitar riffs and just incredible instrumentation and really mature lyrics about breakup and romance, depression and mental illness. Yeah, it's just, again, really short, really succinct. It knows exactly what it is. Really fun listen. And it was definitely the album I just could not stop listening to this year.
No,
It was just-
I'd agree. I'd agree.
Yeah, I just kept listening and listening and listening and listening. Could not stop. And number 5, Hop Along, Bark Your Head Off Dog. Indie rock album of the year. By far. And Hop Along, indie rock band of the decade, in my opinion.
Disagree.
These guys are so underrated, and you underrate them so fucking much.
I just don't
Because-
find them entertaining at all.
Nah, the vocals are insane. Francis Quinlan's vocals are just so, like, I want to say animalistic, just because they go off the rails. And they're so raspy. They're just so
I'd say
in
they're
the
dog-like.
moment and passionate. And the lyrics are poetic. Like, every single song feels like a short story. So much detail and like vivid characters, vivid storytelling. And the instrumentation is just really fun, energetic, poppy, catchy, and just electric. And
See-
this album, just even more grandiose than their previous 2 albums.
I was going to say
and, yeah.
I did prefer it to their other stuff, but
Yeah, I mean, I love Painted Shirt. Painted Shirt was like top 5 of the albums of 2015 for me as well. But Bark Your Head Off Dog, I do believe is their crowning achievement. This is their best album, and their inclusion of strings and other instrumentation, and just really trying to work on creating a dynamic sounding record, it's really paid off, and love this album. Number 4, Drowse with Cold Air. Slowcore
Yeah.
album of the year.
slowcore.
It's slowcore. Yeah, it's inspired
I mean,
by
it's
like
slow.
it's inspired by like Mount Eerie and Duster. I'd say
I do
there's
see
lows
that.
in there. Yeah, but it's just blending all those influences with like Carissa's Weird and Planet for Burial and just like really industrial sounding.
Shoegaze.
Shoegaze. I just heard you say gaze. Like
Uh,
gaze.
I did. No, I said shoegaze.
Okay.
It's a very twinkly album.
It's a very twinkly album. Yeah, it's a very depressing album as well. Yeah, it's just very. Again, hate to use this word again, but dirgy. It's a dirgy listen. Yeah, if you're a fan of Mount Eerie, fan of Planet for Burial, but also a fan of like the really slow, beautiful sounds of Carissa's Weird and Spokane and like Rick Alverson, then do check out this record. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And number 3, Low, Double Negative.
Fuck off! It made it that high.
Ah, this album. Oh my god. The textures and the sonic experimentation that Lowe's taken, like for a band that's been going for 20, 30 years, for them to come out with an album like this is not only exciting, but it's just a true revelation in that they're not just sad, slow acoustic boys anymore. They are like full throttle, we're gonna tear your soul apart kind of boys.
Sad, slow synth boys now.
Yeah, I bet like, it's not just synths, it's just like these powerful walls of noise and static and like industrial sounds of texture, but still at the same time while sounding abrasive and just out of this world, they still maintain a true emotional core to their music. Like always trying to work it out is gorgeous, despite its like abrasiveness. It's just a powerful tune, emotion-wise. Absolutely gorgeous, and so many people are underrating this record. So
Yeah,
many people.
It's not one of my favorites. God,
And admittedly, I was about to write off the album because Low have been putting out like mediocre records for many years now. They haven't really put out an amazing record since the early 2000s, like Things We Lost on Fire. That was like their last great record, in my opinion. But fuck me, I'm so glad I listened to it, and I'm so glad I gave it the time it deserved because it's just completely won me over. And yeah, this album is amazing.
There we
Absolutely
go.
amazing. And number 2, you're not going to like me for this.
Oh no.
Sun Kill Moon, This Is My Dinner.
Now I'm trying to work out what your number 1 is.
Ooh! What will it be? What will it be? Number 2, Sun Kill Moon, This Is My Dinner. Sure, this isn't for everybody. And sure, Pitchfork gave it a 2.8. But I don't give a shit. This album is beautiful, it's quaint, it's comforting. Mark's lyrics, if you want to call them lyrics, are a slice of life, and they see the poetry in everyday human activities and just the world around us, and I find that to be truly something special. And it does not lose my interest for the 90-minute runtime at all. This is a gorgeous album, and definitely the peak of Mark's latest evolution that he's been on for these past few albums.
I'm stumped. I really cannot work out what the fuck your favourite album of this year
Well,
is.
let's find out after you announce your top 10.
Yeah, boy. Oh man. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna go through mine. I'm gonna fire through mine a little bit quick.
Okay.
But I'm gonna give them some good. So at number 10 is Soccer Mummy with Clean. Yeah. No. See, I knew that was coming. It's just it was an album that came out at the right time, right place, right time for me, and it just like. I loved all of it. I loved the lyrics. I loved how the songs are written, and I know it's like bedroom pop or whatever, but it's taking what she would have done in a bedroom and then expanding it to like a full size band. And I just think there's so many catchy tunes on this, like Your Dog, and like the opening track has some gorgeous lyricism and like just like beautifully plucked guitar. And it's just a wonderful album. Like it slowly dropped down to my 10 spot. Like it used to be a
it was
lot
your
higher
album
up
of the year for a little bit, wasn't it?
at one point. Yeah, I absolutely adored it, and I really can't wait to see where she goes next, because I think she could probably expand upon her sound. And I know that there are a lot of indie female artists that are doing this very sort of generic sound, but I think there's something about her album that just sounded really refreshing from a songwriting point of view. Still, I think it's a fantastic record, and it was one that I couldn't stop playing at one point during the year, so I had to put it on here. Now at number 9, the album that dethroned Hayley Hendrix, I'm sorry, is just one that has absolutely been growing on me since it came out, and that is Daughters with You Won't Get What You Want. An
It
absolute
ain't that good.
oh, it's great. It's maybe it's not the 10 out of 10 that like Fantano or so many people keep giving it. And you know, I can see why people prefer self-titled. I think self-titled is wonderful. You can hear
So
it in
good.
my record Rodeo from like a couple of weeks ago as well.
Hmm.
It's just a totally different beast. It's slower, but it's still so like so teeth grittingly like abrasive, and the vocals, rather than being like shouted and like so in your face all the time, there's just like small little bits, like even on like the first track where he just feels like he's trapped and there's like a claustrophobia going on with his just like as if this paranoia's going on, and it's just like that whole atmosphere throughout the entire album just encompasses me, and I just think track after track is just such a solid listen. It's not one of those things where I'm going to rise it off as like, oh, it's not for everyone, but it's like there's like these carnival ride like almost sounding guitars in it. It's
Yeah,
just does
like,
everything.
I
to me.
admire
Like,
this record more than I like it, but
that's fair.
still made my top 50. But yeah, like if you like it that much, then fair play to you, man.
Yeah, yeah, it's just how I feel. And moving on to my number 8, an album that like took me like straight away, and we've discussed many times on this podcast my newfound love for pop music, and this is just an artist that absolutely just grabbed me by the nuts this year, and that is Sophie with Oil of Every Pearl's
Ooh.
Uninsides, and
Okay.
it's just a fucking banger of an album, track after track, like just all these sounds that are just so clanky and clunky, like nothing I've heard before. But then you've got like some like you got tracks on there that sound like 2000s pop, like Immaterial. Immaterial's like one of my favorite songs of the year. Like it's just
Yeah,
so
it's a great song.
cheesy and poppy, but it's like got these fucking whacked out like instrumentals behind it. And just track after track is just fantastic. And the 9-minute closer as well, Whole New World, is just, man, like that is one of those tracks where you kind of like, as soon as it comes on, you got to turn down your volume just a little bit so you don't blow your eardrums, because it's loud and it's abrasive, and I think it's exactly the direction that pop music needs to be moving in. Like at number 7,
7? Yeah, 7.
an album you recommended me that you weren't necessarily so keen on, but you thought that I'd be into it, and
Okay.
you were damn fucking right, because at one
Hey.
point this was edging my number 1 spot, and that is Melody's Echo Chamber with Bon
okay.
Voyage. An
Yeah, I've completely
absolute
forgotten about that
fucking-
album, to be honest.
It's a mad sound collage of psychedelic pop rock, and the mixture between her French vocals, English vocals, the sampling used, the eclectic nature of the entire thing is just, oh man, it's wonderful. I can't get enough of it, and it's only 7 tracks as well, like 35 minutes or something like that. So it's short. That is literally my only complaint, is that I just want more of it, and more of it in that style. Like it's fucking it's wonderful. At my number 6, Tropical Fuckstorm, A Laughing Death in Meat
Ooh.
Space.
Shit, that
Yeah.
high.
Yeah, like we were saying
Damn.
earlier, so I won't touch too much upon it because I pretty much agree with everything you say. It's like drones, but it's like getting another drones album, but this time with like more female-backed vocals. I don't want to say more, yeah, kind of more political than the drones, because
Oh yeah, way more political. Yeah.
the drones is more like really sad and like introspective, and like this is like very, very political, and just I listened to it again like this morning, and it's just rips through everything. The guitars are great. It's like getting a little Christmas present of another drones album. And at number 5, the first of 2 crossovers of our top 10s,
Ooh.
Now Only, Mount Eerie.
Number 5.
just- But I'm
Nice.
gonna kind of split this one in half and kind of give a shout out to the live Mount Eerie album that came out this year as well.
Oh, the live album is wonderful.
Yeah, I kind of just want to like them to share the same position, because if you haven't listened to After and you're a huge like Mount Eerie fan as well, like check it out, because it's like half of A Crow Looked at Me and like half of Now Only, and
Yeah,
it's
but,
like 50 minutes
recorded in a
all played in this
church.
huge
Yeah.
church, and it's just him and a guitar, and it's beautiful. But yeah, you've already touched upon most of the great things about Now Only. It's an album that will for sure make you cry, but it's also a progression of sound from the very, very stripped back Crow Looked at Me,
Yeah.
Tintin in Tibet. The first time I heard that, I fucking wept. For fucking like you said, it's less sad, but it's still, kind of
It's so
heart-wrenching.
powerful.
Yeah, exactly. I just think this was the natural progression, and to have got a Mount Eerie record this soon after the fact.
Yeah,
Fine.
this feels
Fine
like
by
the
me.
ultimate catharsis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A Crow Looked at Me just felt like grieving, but this feels like I'm fully
yeah,
exercising
yeah,
my
yeah.
demons.
It's just come out really fucking wonderful, as all Mount Eerie albums do.
He's too good for us, Phil
Yep.
Elverum. He's too good for us.
We don't
deserve him.
At number 4, one that started all over my top 10. Well, one that just like very, very quickly moved up the ranks in my top 10 from when I listened to it. Sons of Kemet. Your
Ooh.
Queen is a Reptile. Just
Nice.
blew me away. Not only is it jazz album of the year, it's just like, to me it might be like jazz album of the decade, because it's just the fact that it's just like 4 guys, 2 of them are fucking drummers, and this thing is just so fucking catchy, like with its like tuba playing and the drum beats, and then
man.
like the political edge to it. Just, this should have fucking won the Mercury Prize. This is the album that should have fucking won it.
Fuck
It
the
really
Mercury
pissed
Prize,
me off.
man. Fuck him.
I know, but this album is just, there's not much I can say about it. It's just so good. It's so good. And now I'm going to move on to my number 3 spot.
Do it.
Yeah, you won't be encouraging me now. Now I'm going to say
Oh,
Cassie
no,
Headrest for
I
Twin
can
Fantasy.
feel what it's going to be. Oh, no. We don't have
album
much
I
time to
actu-
debate this.
And we don't have to. I'll be quick about this. An album I
Okay.
was not looking forward to when it first came out, because I really wanted to see Car Seat Headrest progress with what they were doing. They're a newly formed band now, like an actual band, not just Will Toledo. And I was worried that going back to revisit old material was just not gonna be good. It's fucking wrong. It's great. The choruses are still there, like the massive guitars, the indie rock sound is so perfected by this point.
Oh, perfect.
I love it. And
Perfect.
shut up, Josh. I'm gonna move on to my number 2
Twin
now.
Fantasy,
Just-
more like
just-
bin fantasy, because it belongs in the trash.
Fuck yourself. It's great. It's so great. Teens of Denial was my number 1 album of 2016, and Twin Fantasy has come close. So, sorry, Josh. I really, really like this band.
Oh, do you? I never noticed.
Yeah. Number 2, though. Number 2, you'll like.
Okay.
You'll like quite a lot. Liza Ann.
Hey, it's above Car Seat Headrest. I'm happy with
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
man.
Just an album, like you said, that I just kept returning to over
Nice.
and over and over again. And you recommended this to me, I think, at the same time that I got into Soccer Mummy.
Yeah.
This album is just super fucking catchy, super sad in the places that it needs to be, and just like, wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. The lyrics is kind of like what kept me coming back so much at the time, and I just, it's just even like simple things like, I'm so bad with track names. I think it's Favorite Pair.
Oh, Socks.
Yeah, Socks.
Yeah.
Just like
You're
the,
my favorite
such a
pair.
simple thing to sing about. It's just like,
Yeah.
about,
Don't wanna throw you in the wash. No, I wouldn't dare.
you got it. You know the one.
I know, man.
And it's an album that I haven't seen many people.
No, like
Talk
again,
about
we just
at
kind
all.
of stumbled across it on Facebook and
Mhm.
we listened to it and we fell in love with it.
It's
Mad.
wonderful, and you know what, right? If you really want to depress yourself, go and she did like a live TV performance of one of the tracks off this album. I can't fucking remember which one.
It's your number 2 album of the year. You should know the track names. Like,
No, yeah, you would think, but like because I listen to everything in albums, like I tend to just put the album on, put my phone in my pocket, and just walk. So I can never specifically remember.
Closest to Me.
Huh?
Closest to Me, is that the song?
No. What? Okay. What's the
Closest
first
to
track of
me.
the album?
Oh, oh shit, you're making me forget now.
See.
Paranoia.
Yeah. I think it's a TV performance of that, and because obviously they put it on their YouTube pages, and it's like going directly to like a more mainstream audience. You should see the comment section if you really want to get depressed. Like the whole fucking comment section of boomers, like, oh, this is so bad, like, this is not what we want rock music to be, blah, blah, blah. It's just like, fuck yourself.
Greta Van Fleet.
This is so good. And I think that leads us to our number ones.
Number one. And I believe, from what I can guess of what your album of the year is going to be, and I know what my album of the year is going to be, obviously,
Yes.
our choices are very different.
Yeah.
Very different. And like I think evidenced by this whole list, our tastes are very different as well. Like we look for different things in albums. You know, I'm more of a sad, depressing boy, and you're more of like a, you know, happy-go-lucky, I want fun kind of boy. You know,
I do love emo though.
we don't have enough time to debate emo right now.
No.
So I'm just going to announce my album of the year. It is, drumroll please, Cindy Lee, Act of Tenderness. Now, I know what you're thinking. I know what you guys are thinking at home. What the fuck's this album? Never heard of this. Who's Cindy Lee? This is actually the side project, or the solo project, of Patrick Flegel, who was the lead singer of the band Women. And Women is one of my favourite bands of all time. They put out one of my favourite records of all time, Public Strain. And this is a new chapter in Patrick's life where he's performing as a drag queen, and this is his music. It's very, very abrasive, noise-heavy, textured, like, ballads. It kind of sounds... I mean, we know the Beach Boys did Heroin, but this is exactly what the Beach Boys would have sounded like if they recorded while on heroin. This is so dirgy and so just slow and depressing, but at the same time just cacophonous and heavy and just suffocating. Do check out the song Power and Possession for a little taster. Like the guitar lines are just so twangy and off-kilter. Everything about this album is off-kilter. That's the perfect descriptor for this album. Just everything sounds so off and unlike anything you've listened to, but it still maintains like a sense of humanity. You can still feel Patrick within the very blobby, sharp space that this music inhabits. And from what I can pull out of his vocals and what I can pull out from the really loud instrumentation, it's still really powerful and really gorgeous, and again, just really suffocating. And I just fully wrap myself in the atmosphere of this record. It's unlike anything I've ever listened to. It's a masterpiece, and it's just everything I want in a depressing album, to be honest.
Those are some compliments, man.
It's so good. It's so damn good. And yeah, more people need to check this out. Again, it's not for everybody, but it's an amazing album.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do check it out. So yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah, if you're a fan of Beach Boys and you're a fan of Heroin, check this record out.
My God. What a way to sell an album.
It's what Patrick would have wanted, trust me.
Yeah.
Now, your album of the year. 2018.
Quite the way that you were speaking about your album of the year actually made me realize there's quite a few comparisons to be made between the two, and it's mainly in the sort of kind of terms that I'm going to use.
Okay.
My album of the year builds. It's kind of like the opposite of your album of the year, but for the same reasons. Mine builds a huge atmosphere of gorgeousness rather than an atmosphere of nightmarish proportions like yours sounds like it does. It's eclectic, it's noisy, but all in the most beautiful and gorgeous ways possible. And that is Julia Holter's Aviary. And an album that stunned me. Like, because when I first listened to I Shall Love Too, I was like, this is great. This is like what was on Have You in My Wilderness, but kind of on crack. Like, there's even more going on in the background, and it's just like 6 minutes just fucking gets noisier and noisier and noisier, but it's just like this cacophony of beautiful sounding instruments. And after that, I was like, okay, I'm not going to listen to anything else that comes out of this album. Don't want to know anything. And I'll be honest, when I sat in bed on the morning it came out and downloaded it, and I saw that it was an hour and a half, I was like, oh, fuck. Like, because I hate long albums. Usually,
Oh, I know, man.
it's
I know.
just a double out. It takes so much out of me to listen to a double album. And this is coming from the same person whose favorite band is Swans as well. But
Yeah,
so
try to wrap your head
anyway,
around that audience.
when I saw that this album was an hour and a half, I was like, Christ, okay, so I've got to make time for this. But I started listening to it anyway, and right from the get-go, there's just this. It doesn't even like try and build up into this thing. It just hits you straight away with these drums that are just like hitting all over the place, these strings that are whirling everywhere, bagpipes, like horns, everything just like kind of coming at you, and then just like her voice kind of layered into it, and you're like, what the fuck is actually going on right now? And it kind of continues this, but then you get these really slow, serene moments, and her vocals are gorgeous. The lyrics that I don't understand over the top sound really nice, and it's just it was an album.
They sound really nice. Conor Bryant, 2018.
I know. I'm very articulate with words, as you can tell. But it was an album that like I had to listen to in stages the first couple of times I listened to it, because I was like, okay, I don't have the time to just sit here for an hour and a half. But the more and more I did that, and the more I was selecting certain songs to come back to, the more and more I wanted to listen to it as a whole piece, as an hour and a half. And it's just so gorgeous from start to finish, just beautiful. I think it was a progression of her sound that I didn't see coming, and it's just one that like it just embraced me. Like just that cacophony just is drowning me in that gorgeous sounding shit. Like I can't get enough of it. I'm just so excited talking about it, because it's just so wonderful, and it kind of took me by surprise. I didn't expect to get a new Julia Holter album this year, and when that first single dropped, I was like, oh, this should be good. I love her other stuff, and blew me out of the water. Just absolutely fantastic record, and that's my number one.
Fair dues.
That's my number one.
And I believe ever since we've like been friends and been discussing music, this is the first time our album of the years are not in our respective like top 50s. As in, like, my album of the year is not in your top 50, and your album of the year is not in my top 50.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Yeah.
Look at us being different.
Oh, you cunt. Fuck you for having a different taste than me.
Yeah. But we did get 2 crossovers in our top 10, so that's fine. That's
Yeah,
nice.
and there's a few crossovers every now and then. But yeah, if at home you've never listened to any of these albums, which is, I'd say, impressive. Like, if you've never listened to any of these records, then do check them out. They are truly special, and definitely the cream of the crop when it comes to 2018 music.
Creme de la creme.
The creme de la creme. This has been a very special year for music. And I think that's mainly down to just like how much music we've been exposed to over the year. Like, we've gone out of our way to check out as much as possible, and we've just been floored about how much music has been, how much good music is out there.
It's incredible.
It's been an incredible year for music. We hope that you've had a great year of music too. And we'd love to know what your albums of the year are. So please
Do tell us.
send in voice clips, send in comments, send in emails, whatever. Message us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Tell us about your favorite albums. And yeah, follow us on Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, Castbox, all the other places. Follow us on YouTube, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Talking Music Podcast. I've been Josh Ferguson.
I've been Conor Bryant.
And those were our 2018 albums of the year. And
here's to an amazing 2019 as well.
Hear, hear! Clink glass. I'll add in a sound effects of a glass clinking.
And that's where we can end it.
Yeah.
Right.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you all.
From me too. Bye.